Your freezer is probably costing you hundreds of dollars a year. Not because of energy bills, but because of what's not inside it. I ignored Costco's frozen section for years, convinced fresh was superior. Turns out, I had the entire equation backwards. Let's start with something small. Really small. Kirkland's frozen wild blueberries might look like tiny purple marbles, but don't let the size fool you. These little guys are packed with anthocyanins. Fancy word. Simple benefit. They help your brain stay sharp. Here's what gets interesting. Wild blueberries aren't the same as those big cultivated ones you see in plastic clamshells. They're smaller, way smaller. And that actually matters, because more skin per berry means more antioxidants per cup. Nature's little efficiency hack. A 3-pound bag runs about $10. Try buying that much fresh, and you're looking at $20, easy. Plus those fresh berries? They probably traveled 1,500 miles in a truck before landing in your cart. Meanwhile, these frozen ones got picked at peak ripeness and flash frozen within hours. The nutrients never had time to escape. Harvard researchers found something worth mentioning. People who ate berries twice a week delayed memory decline by up to 2.5 years. That's not a typo. 2.5 years of sharper thinking from a freezer bag? And using them couldn't be easier. Toss a handful into your morning oatmeal or yogurt while they're still frozen. They thaw in minutes without turning your breakfast into berry soup. But blueberries only get you so far on their own. Your bones need something else entirely, and the next item delivers it without swallowing a single pill. Calcium supplements get a bad rap these days. Doctors worry about kidney stones, absorption issues, and whether those chalky pills even work. But here's what nobody talks about. Cheese has been delivering calcium to human bones for thousands of years without a single warning label. Mozzarella, specifically, is a calcium powerhouse hiding in plain sight. One serving gives you about 20% of your daily needs. And unlike supplements that your body struggles to absorb, cheese comes with built-in helpers. The protein and fat slow digestion, giving your gut more time to pull out every last mineral. Now, fresh mozzarella, beautiful stuff, also goes fuzzy with mold in about 4 days. The frozen version at Costco lasts 6 months and melts exactly the same way on your pizza. Here's the thing most people miss. After 50, your calcium requirements jump by 20%. Your bones literally need more raw material to stay strong. That's 1,200 milligrams daily, and most adults aren't even close. The Trestel brand uses traditional Italian recipes. No weird fillers, no ingredients you can't pronounce. Just cheese, the way your grandmother would recognize it. Sprinkle it on morning eggs, melt it into soup, throw it on a homemade pizza with those broccoli florets we'll cover later. You're getting protein for muscle maintenance and calcium for bone density in one delicious package. Speaking of protein that won't clog your arteries, you know what's ruined breakfast for a lot of people? Sausage guilt. That crispy, savory patty you actually want to eat comes loaded with enough saturated fat to make your cardiologist wince. So you skip it. Or you choke down some sad, rubbery, healthy alternative that tastes like seasoned cardboard. Here's where Jones Dairy Farm saves the day. Their turkey sausage patties deliver 6 grams of protein with only 2 grams of fat. Regular pork sausage? 8+ grams of fat per patty. That's not a small difference. That's your arteries sending a thank you card. And these folks aren't some trendy startup. Jones Dairy Farm has been family-owned since 1889. They've been making sausage longer than cars have existed. No fillers, no MSG, no ingredients you'd need a chemistry degree to pronounce. But here's what really matters for anyone over 60. Seniors who eat adequate protein at breakfast report better balance and fewer falls. That's not opinion. That's geriatric nutrition research. Turkey also packs tryptophan and B vitamins, which help regulate mood and energy. Feeling sluggish by noon? Your breakfast might be the problem. The convenience factor? They cook from frozen in 8 minutes. No thawing required. Pair these with a couple eggs, and you've cleared 25 grams of protein before 9 a.m. That's the minimum threshold experts recommend for maintaining muscle as we age. Speaking of muscle maintenance, the next item handles it differently. Spinach loses about half its vitamin C within a week of sitting in your fridge. Half. Gone. Just from sitting there looking sad in that plastic container you forgot about. That's where Earthbound Farms Power Greens blend comes in. This frozen mix combines spinach, chard, and kale. 3 greens that each bring something different to the table. Spinach for iron, chard for magnesium, kale for calcium. It's like assembling a nutritional Avengers team, except nobody's fighting over screen time. Here's what surprised me. Frozen greens often contain more nutrients than the fresh ones at the store. Why? Because they're flash frozen right after harvest. Meanwhile, those fresh greens traveled across the country, sat in a warehouse, then wilted slowly in the produce section while waiting for someone to rescue them. The 2-pound bag runs about $7. Try buying 8 containers of fresh organic greens for that price. Your wallet will file a complaint. Now, the vitamin K in these greens does something important. It helps your blood clot properly and supports bone density. Pretty critical stuff, especially for anyone managing multiple medications. And here's the lazy genius move. Drop a handful into soups, smoothies, or scrambled eggs. They shrink down to almost nothing, but deliver massive nutrition. No chopping required. No soggy lettuce guilt. But greens are just one piece of the puzzle. What about protein that actually tastes good? Wild-caught salmon used to mean hiring a fishing boat or paying $30 at a fancy restaurant. Now it means opening your freezer. Each Trident salmon burger packs over 1,000 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids. That's the exact amount cardiologists keep nagging us about. And unlike fish oil capsules that repeat on you for hours, these actually taste like food. Here's what matters. These are wild Alaskan salmon, not farmed. No antibiotics swimming around in your dinner. Lower mercury levels. The fish lived actual fish lives before becoming your Tuesday night meal. Cook time? 8 minutes from frozen. That's less time than it takes to find the TV remote between your couch cushions. Now, Americans average only 3.5 ounces of seafood per week. Doctors recommend 8 ounces. That gap isn't laziness. It's because most people don't want to deal with bones, smell, or fish that goes bad faster than milk in summer. Salmon burgers solve every excuse. The omega-3s do more than help your heart, by the way. They fight inflammation throughout your entire body. Those creaky joints that predict rain better than any weatherman? Omega-3s might actually calm them down. Serve these on a bun one night. Crumble over salad the next. Eat plain with lemon when you're feeling fancy. 3 completely different dinners from one freezer bag. But speaking of easy meals, what if breakfast could be this simple too? Acai berries have become a buzzword in health circles. And honestly, the hype is actually deserved for once. These little purple powerhouses score higher on antioxidant tests than blueberries, pomegranates, and pretty much every other fruit scientists have thrown into a lab. That's not marketing fluff. That's actual research. But here's where Costco gets clever. The Dole Frozen Tropical Blend doesn't just give you acai. You're also getting mango, pineapple, and papaya in one bag. Why does that matter? Each of these fruits contains natural digestive enzymes that help break down food more easily. If your stomach has gotten pickier with age, and whose hasn't, this blend works with your system instead of against it. Now, the cost savings are ridiculous. Try buying a fresh mango in January, $3 for one fruit. The frozen blend gives you pounds of pre-cut tropical goodness for around $12. Plus, no wrestling with a slippery mango pit like it owes you money. And unlike canned fruit cocktails swimming in sugary syrup, frozen fruit is just fruit. Nothing added, nothing sneaky on the label. My favorite trick: toss them in the fridge before bed. By morning, you've got a ready-to-eat tropical fruit salad waiting for you. Zero effort required. Blend it with yogurt for a 2-minute smoothie that tastes like vacation. Speaking of making vegetables taste surprisingly good, wait until you see what's next. Broccoli gets a bad rap. Kids hate it. Adults tolerate it. But your body? Your body absolutely loves it. Here's a fact that might surprise you. 1 cup of broccoli contains more vitamin C than an orange. Not equal to? More. And unlike orange juice, broccoli won't spike your blood sugar or leave you hungry an hour later. Now, the real magic of Bird's Eye steam-fresh bags? No cooking skills required. Throw the bag in the microwave. 5 minutes later, perfectly steamed florets. No pots, no boiling water, no standing at the stove wondering if you've overcooked everything into mush. My hands aren't what they used to be. Chopping vegetables with a sharp knife feels like a gamble some days. These florets come pre-cut and ready. Just tear, heat, eat. But there's something else hiding in those little green trees: sulforaphane. Researchers are studying this compound for cellular health benefits. Fancy word, simple takeaway: broccoli does more than fill your plate. And the weird part is, most Americans over 65 eat only 16 grams of fiber daily. That's barely half of what doctors recommend. 1 bag of these florets starts closing that gap fast. Remember that mozzarella from earlier? Toss some shredded cheese over hot broccoli. The cheese melts. You get protein, calcium, fiber, and vitamins in one bowl. Speaking of easy meals, wait until you see what's next for breakfast. Here's the thing about convenience foods: most of them trade your health for speed. Frozen chicken strips are usually the worst offenders, pumped full of sodium, phosphates, and ingredients you'd need a chemistry degree to pronounce. Kevin's Natural Foods flipped that script entirely. The ingredient list? Chicken, water, sea salt. That's it. I counted. 3 ingredients. My grandmother's recipes were more complicated than this. Now here's where it gets interesting. A typical restaurant chicken dish hits you with around 1,500 milligrams of sodium. That's basically your entire day's worth in one meal. Kevin's strips? Under 400 milligrams per serving. Your blood pressure just sent a thank you card. But why does this matter more after 60? Well, protein absorption gets trickier as we age. Your body can't process a massive steak dinner the way it used to. Nutritionists now recommend spreading protein across all meals instead of cramming it all into dinner. These strips make that actually doable. They thaw overnight in the fridge or microwave in 2 minutes flat. Taco Tuesday? Done? Sad desk salad? Now it's a respectable meal. Stir fry without the 45 minutes of prep? Absolutely. And yes, the chickens are raised without antibiotics, because who wants mystery meat when you're trying to stay healthy? Keep a bag as emergency dinner insurance. When cooking feels like climbing Everest, real food is still 3 minutes away. Speaking of comfort on exhausting nights, here's the thing about mornings. Sometimes you wake up ready to conquer the world. Other times, cracking an egg feels like climbing Everest. That's where Costco's frozen breakfast sandwiches saved the day. Pop one in the microwave. 2 minutes later, you've got eggs, protein, and usually some kind of whole grain holding it all together. No pans to scrub. No smoke alarm going off because you forgot about the bacon. Again. And these aren't just convenient. They're actually smart nutrition. Eggs deliver choline, a nutrient your brain desperately wants as you age. Most Americans don't get enough of it. Your breakfast sandwich fixes that before you've even finished your first cup of coffee. But here's what really matters. Skipping breakfast messes with your blood sugar all day long. You get tired, cranky, maybe a little dizzy by 11 a.m. Sound familiar? Having these sandwiches ready means you actually eat breakfast. Revolutionary concept, I know. My neighbor swears she's not a breakfast person. Then she started keeping these in her freezer. Now she eats every morning. Funny how convenience changes habits. Want to make it even better? Grab some of those frozen blueberries from earlier. Throw a handful on the side. Now you've got protein, whole grains, and antioxidants before 8 a.m. Speaking of comfort food that secretly works overtime for your health, the next pick might surprise you. Now here's something that sounds like a contradiction. Healthy mac and cheese. I know. Those three words don't usually belong together, but Tattooed Chef figured out how to sneak a full serving of cauliflower into what still tastes like creamy, comforting macaroni. And honestly, you can't even tell. Here's the deal. Traditional boxed mac and cheese gives you carbs, fat, and basically nothing else. It's like eating a hug with zero nutritional value. This version actually adds fiber and vitamin C while still scratching that comfort food itch. 4 minutes in the microwave. That's it. No pots to scrub, no cheese sauce to stir, no standing at the stove when your back is screaming at you to sit down. The Tattooed Chef brand keeps things organic and non-GMO, which matters if you're trying to avoid mystery ingredients. Plus, the bowl itself becomes your portion control. Unlike making a casserole where somehow half of it disappears in one sitting. We've all been there. Look, cravings for comfort food don't magically vanish after 60. They might actually get stronger. Having a healthier option ready means you're less likely to order pizza at 9 p.m. out of desperation. Between the cauliflower hidden inside and the convenience factor, this one earns its freezer space. So, there you have it. 10 frozen foods that actually work for you instead of against you. Stock up, eat well, and maybe save a little money while you're at it.